friends, the first step in our stewed tomatoes, I'm going to can these stewed tomatoes up. They're beautiful too. Look at that. They're gorgeous. But the first thing is I got to blanch them because it makes it easier to take the skins off. So, and what really makes it easy is when you just put a little slit right in the end of it and put it in your water. Just put a little slit in there. Some people do an X. I just do a little slit. Put it in there. There we go. Now that's going to stay in that hot water. Well, it's just getting ready to boil, but it's going to stay in there for about 3 minutes, and then I'm going to submerge them right away in cold water, and that will loosen the skin, and I'll be able to just peel them real easy. So, I showed you how to do beets yesterday when I did my video on beets. It's the same concept. We're just going to blanch them first. So, I showed you how to do that little part. Then when they're done, not necessarily done, but when the skin starts coming loose, you submerge them in the cold water, and then with that I'll be back. I'm going to show you this. Oh, it's steaming up, so let's get rid of that. Sorry about that. I'm going to show you how this skin peels. Can you see that right there, how it starts to peel? And you just put it in that cold water. We're getting a little steamy here. Let me get away from there. Okay, much better. See how that skin's coming apart there? Right in there? We're just going to put that in the cold water. These only take about a couple minutes, maybe 3 at the most, if that. It's just a matter of doing that so that the skin peels off real easy. Okay, so that's how easy it is to blanch the tomatoes. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to get all my tomatoes blanched and ready to chop up, and then I will come back and I'll show you how I do my stewed tomatoes. Friends, see, I got this is a half bushel. I got this all cut up, and I'm going to get this cooking down. But I'm also going to add, I've got onions and celery in here, and garlic. And I'm going to put about half of this in here. Okay. Get a little more. I'm going to mix that in, and I'm just going to let that stew down while I finish up my other half bushel. And then I'll be able to jar these up. So I'm going to mix that all up. And what I'm going to do, rinse my hands off, I'm going to put a couple, probably 3 tablespoons of sugar in there. Actually, I'm going to use, let's see here. That'll cut some of the acid. So I'm going to put, I know I got a measuring cup here, but I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of sugar in there. Okay? There, that's it. I don't put any more in it. Just enough to cut down the acid a little bit from the tomatoes. And then when I jar them up, I'll put my salt in my jars. Okay? So, that's going to go for a good 10-15 minutes. Sometimes I do a little longer. But I'm going to let this stew down, and then it'll be ready to put in my jars. And when I get to that point, I will be back. Okay friends, I'm back, and my stewed tomatoes are ready to jar up and get ready for the processor. So, I am going to take, and I'm going to put, now you see me put sugar in there. I put a little bit of sugar in there to cut the acid. Now I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in each jar. And that's how I do it. So there's my salt. Okay? Now, I'm going to turn this off because this is already piping hot. I got my jar sitting on a little cloth so it don't make too much of a mess, because I usually do this in my sink because it just can be real messy. And I just start filling these jars. A little mix, because I got some that I ground and some that are chunks. I like it that way. Just a little bit more. And you're going to want about a good 1/4 inch of a headspace, so you don't want to fill it all the way full. I'm going to fill this one. My jars were all cleaned and sanitized too. And my lids are clean and my rings are soaking in nice hot water. Because remember, you don't have to boil them anymore like you used to have to. They don't recommend that. That should be pretty good. Alright, so we got that. Now I got my nice damp cloth here. Let me set that on my... I'm just going to take and I'm going to rub the rims off. Wipe it off real good. Make sure there's no tomatoes or anything on there because you want it to seal real good. So I just wipe it with a damp cloth. Okay, these are a little warm. There's one lid. There's 2 lids. And you're just going to put this on here finger tight. That's it. Just finger tight. And that's it. They are now ready for the canner. So let me finish because I got quite a few to do. And then when I'm done, I'll come back and I'll show you when I get them in the canner. I'll show you that process. Hey friends, I am Beryl. I'm going to show you how I set up my canner. I got my 7 quarts. Mine holds 7 quarts. Some hold more, some hold less. So I'm going to put these all in here. Okay, there's 7 quarts in there. I'll scooch you up here. There. Now you can see them. Alright, now I'm going to take... I always put about 2 inches of water in there. There. And of course, because I'm pressure canning it, I always put a little splash of vinegar in there so it keeps your jars from getting cloudy. And that cloudy is hard water calcium deposits. Okay, so we'll turn this around. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to put my lid on here. Wrong way. Okay, I got the burner on high. So now I'm going to let this heat up in this little vent right here, just like when I showed you with my beets. This is gonna spew some steam, and you're gonna want it to vent a steady stream of steam for about 10 minutes before you put your jiggler on. So when that starts venting the steam, I'll be back and I'll show you that. Okay friends, can you hear that hissing? It's just a spewing. It's been going for about 10 minutes. So I am going to put my weight on there, my 10-pound weight, and when it starts jiggling, I'm going to time this for 10 minutes because it doesn't take long for stewed tomatoes. So when it's all done, I'll show you the finished product. Okay friends, I let that go. You hear that? Hear that little bit of hiss? When you open this up, now it's cool enough to open because I just took the jiggler off, obviously. But when you open this up, make sure you open it up away from you because you will get a steam burn badly on your face. Okay, so here, let me set this down here so you'll be able to see these. These are done. And they turned out beautiful. See that? Nice. Not floating. They look gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And you only got to process them for 10 minutes in this pressure canner. You cannot water bath these. unless you're going to just simply do tomatoes with nothing in them. But because you've got onions, and I've got onions and garlic and celery in these, they must be pressure canned. And they are gorgeous. So, that's how simple it is to do stewed tomatoes. I'm going to finish taking these out, and oh, look at there. That is a good thing. Not a good thing, but a good thing for you to see. Sometimes your old jars will break, and it makes a mess in your canner. So we are going to just take that out. I might have to let that cool. I'm going to put that over here. Yeah, and when this happens, there is absolutely no saving the tomatoes. Nothing. Let me get this one out of here. So I lost one jar. People always wonder about that, and usually it never happens. I might have that happen once every couple years, but that obviously was an old jar, or one that was, you know, defective, because it did break in the canner. So, anyway, that's an easy fix. I just got to clean the canner out, excuse me, and start it over for the next one. So, you know, when they break, you just take it out, clean it out. You cannot salvage it. Make sure you throw it away, and you're good to go. Get it ready for the next. So there you are, friends. I hope you try the stewed tomatoes. They're very easy to can, and thanks for watching.